So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to install VMware's ESXi Hypervisor. So the first thing you want to do is open up a web browser and navigate to vmware.com. Once the page has loaded, you want to go over here to login, hover over it, and click on My VMware. If you already have an account with VMware, then I suggest you log in. Otherwise, you want to go down here to register and click that button. So with the registration form, you'll put in your email address, you'll put in your password, you'll put in your first name, your last name, and for this part right here where it says department, I just suggest you click on other, and for the job role, click on other, and for the business phone number, it really is up to you. In this case, I'll be putting in my phone number. I will be putting in my college information. For industry, I will put in education, higher education. I will put in the address, the city, zip or postal code. For a country, I will be selecting United States. State, put in the CAPTCHA. If I were you, I would just read over the VMware terms of use and check this box, uncheck this one if you want. Once you've done that, click on continue. You'll be brought up to this page. That means that you have to go to your email and verify the account. When you click on the activation link from the email, you will see a page similar to this. What you want to do is enter the password for the account, click continue, and the page will self-refresh itself. Once the page has refreshed itself, what you want to do is go up here and click on the vmware.com link. When the page has loaded, you want to go over to products, and you want to go under free products. You want to click on vSphere Hypervisor. From here, you want to click on download now. When the page has refreshed, you want to click on register. You will then be brought to a registration page. Just make sure that you look over the information, make sure it's correct, and type in the CAPTCHA. I suggest reading the end user license agreement. Once you've done that, check the box I agree. In this case, I don't want to receive any communication from VMware, so I'm going to uncheck the box and click on continue. After we do that, we'll be brought up to this page. As you can see, this is your key for the VMware ESXi Hypervisor. Download one of the binaries. In this case, I will be downloading the 6.50 binary. So what you want to do is click on the manually download button. You want to save this somewhere safe. And once the binary has finished downloading, you want to open a new tab and navigate to rufus.apeo.ie. This will bring you to the Rufus main page. You want to scroll down, and where it says download, you want to download the Rufus 2.12 portable, and you want to save. When the download has completed, you want to close the web browser. So you want to open up the file manager and navigate to wherever you save the downloads. In my case, it was downloads. And you want to double click on Rufus. You'll get a UHC warning from Windows. Just click yes. In this case, you can choose whether to decide Rufus will check online for updates. I'm going to click on no. And then the first thing you want to do is go up to device, click on the drop down menu, and look for your USB flash drive and select it. Once you have done that, leave everything else at default, and then you want to click on this little icon here, search for the VMware binary, select it, and open. Once you've done that, click on the start button, and it'll format the USB flash drive. it'll give you a warning saying that it's going to destroy all data on the flash drive. We want to click on OK. Once Rufus has finished formatting the flash drive, you want to close Rufus, and you want to close the file manager and restart your computer. Right, so you want to get into the BIOS. So once you're in the BIOS, navigate to BIOS features, navigate down to execute disable bit, make sure that's enabled, then to Intel virtualization technology, make sure that's enabled, then to Intel VTD, make sure that's enabled, coherency support, make sure that's enabled, ATS support, make sure that's enabled, Intel IOAT, make sure that's enabled. Now you need to exit and save the setup. On the BIOS screen, you want to go into the boot menu and look for your flash drive. In my case, it is the very first selection. If everything went correctly, you should get this. And there you go, that's the hypervisor. We've done everything correctly so far. Once it's done its thing, we want to click on enter, and we want to accept the end user license agreement. Right, so now you can choose any device you want to install a hypervisor on. In my case, I'll be installing it onto the second ATA device. To install it on this device, just click enter. In my case, I have an already existing installation of the ESXi hypervisor. In my case, I'm just going to select install and preserve the VMFS data store and click enter. Here you can choose your keyboard layout. I'm going to go with a US default. Click enter, and you want to put in your super secret password, and then you'll be prompted to confirm the install. Click F11 to confirm. There you have it. Installation has finished. Now let's reboot. Now to finish up a few things, click F2 and you'll be prompted for your password. Now we go over to configure management network, and now we go to IPv4 configuration, and we want to set a static IP address. This static IP address can be anything you want. I prefer to have this at 192.168.1.10. Make sure that the subnet mask and the default gateway are correct. Once you've verified that, click enter. Now we go down to IPv6 configuration. In my case, I don't have IPv6 set up in my network, so I'm going to disable that. If your case differs, then set up a static IP address and make sure that the default gateway is correct. Once you've verified that, click enter. Now we go down to DNS configuration. For the primary DNS server, put in the IP address. For the alternate DNS server, if you have one, put in the IP address of that. And for the host name, you can choose whatever you want. In my case, I'm going to leave everything at default, so I'm going to click escape. I'm going to exit by clicking escape, and it's going to prompt me to reboot the host because I disabled IPv6. So I'm going to press Y. Now that the server has rebooted, I'm going to press F2 and put in my super secret password. One of the nice things about the hypervisor itself is that you can reset the system configuration. Basically what this means is that it's going to reset everything back to default. You would only use this feature if you were to really mess up the hypervisor itself and you weren't able to connect to it from a web browser. But other than that, you're gonna hardly use this feature at all. To access the hypervisor itself, open up a web browser and either type in the host name or one of the IP addresses, and in the next video I'll be showing you how to install a virtual machine. I'll see you then. Take care. Goodbye.